The city of Winnipeg has seen some big changes over the last few days. Friday, Portage Main officially reopened to pedestrians again, and Sunday, the city launched its brand new transit network. Part of Graham Avenue is now closed and barricaded to vehicles. And joining us now for our monthly chat is Mayor Scott Gillingham. Good morning, Mr. Mayor.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now, Portage Main reopened. What a busy week it's been for you. But Portage Main, how did it feel walking across the street for the first time at that iconic corner?
It felt great. It really felt great, and there were so many people who were excited to be there. People that had been part of the Vote Open campaign back in 2018, but it was really neat. I got to a chance to talk to a couple of women, and both they told me that they used to work at Portage Main back in the mid 1970s, and they used to walk across Portage Main all the time when it was open, and they had to come back now that it was reopened 46 years later. So it was a really a neat experience, and I want to commend everyone involved in the building and construction of it, MD Steel, the construction company, our city staff, Dillon Consulting. There were so many, people that had a hand in making it happen. It looks great because all the work that was done looks really fantastic, and I've heard a lot of positive feedback.
There's a lot of people who have been posting themselves walking across the street on social media as well, which is also fun. The underground concourse, I know that that's still up in the air on what's going to happen. It's not going to be closed anytime soon.
Right.
Any clearer picture on what will happen with that?
You're right. It won't be closed anytime soon. We're still getting information, and we're expecting, as a council, we're expecting a report back from our city staff early this fall, just on what the latest information is about the concourse and how much damage is there because of the water damage. So more information to come this fall. Okay,
and then of course the new transit network came into effect on Sunday as well. You came on the bus this morning. What was the experience like for you?
It was great. The bus was on time and clean, and riders seemed to be getting on and having no problem at all. And there was one stop where I know that there was someone on the sidewalk at the bus stop looking for information, and our bus driver opened the door and directed that person in the right direction. This wasn't the bus to get on, it was the next bus. So our staff is doing a good job as well. I would just ask all riders, first of all, to be patient. These are big changes. It's the biggest change in Winnipeg Transit's 142-year history. So be patient with the operators. But the big thing, Rochelle, is that we needed a system, we need our transit system updated. We had an old transit system with routes that kind of meandered through the city and really doesn't reflect the patterns of today's transit travelers. And so the system we've put in place has been done through analysis and data of where travelers are going to make sure that it's a better system. And finally, I would say what's really important is this is a more frequent system. There are more buses arriving more often. And so if I would have missed my bus this morning, I just need to wait 4 or 5 minutes and the next bus comes. And that's like that all day on the major routes.
And there will always be some sort of things you need to iron out as well. So if people have any complaints, you're asking for them to submit those, right?
We are. Please contact 311 and submit your complaint or your questions. If you have questions, contact 311. But if you have complaints, by all means, because we want to improve the system. As I said, this is the biggest change in Winnipeg Transit history. It's a one-day change. We didn't just change 1 or 2 routes, we changed all the routes.
Right.
And so that affects every route. If you have a complaint, please contact 311. Every year, annually, our transit team is going to make changes and tweaks as needed, but what we're going to do it is based on kind of the most common complaints and where improvements need to be made.
And part of the reason why this happened was because you're closing Graham as well to buses and vehicles, and that has already happened. There are now barricades in place, and the street has been painted all kinds of colors. Tell us what's going on there.
You're right. There's blocks of Graham Avenue now that are closed to vehicles, and it's going to be pedestrians only. And it's going to take some time to build that up. But you see in some other cities where we have these pedestrian-only corridors, and they really attract a lot of vitality into the downtown. There's so much good happening in Winnipeg's downtown right now. It's a real exciting time.
Portage Place is getting revamped. There's also the old Hudson's Bay building is getting revamped. The corner of Portage and Main with the MMF buying the Bank of Montreal building. a lot of exciting new things happening to our city.
There really is. It's public sector investment, it's private sector investment, and it's, as you said, it's a lot of pieces coming together. Winnipeg's downtown, and there's vibrancy and life in the downtown. More people are moving into Winnipeg's downtown. We have work to do. I know we have work to do. We got to, make it safer in the downtown. We got to make it cleaner in the downtown, help folks that are struggling with homelessness. But there's a lot of good things happening right now. When
you first ran for this job, did you imagine it would all come together like this?
Well, I knew that we were coming into a time where there was a lot of good pieces beginning to emerge. But, my credit to council and city staff and others who helped kind of push a few things over the top and make it to where we are today. Again, a lot of work to do, but a lot of good things happening.
Mr. Mayor, thanks for your time today.
Thank you.